looking in the mirrors. There's a bit of traffic we had to overtake coming up there as well, which was a bit hairy, because it's not exactly a wide road. Unbelievable views down there. Incredible. On here are the sports bike lads. Let's get a bit of view in. Right, let's check this view out. Right, what have we here then, chaps? By heck.
That's some valley.
Well, I think valley is kind of underplaying it, don't you? Makes the Grand Canyon look a bit rubbish. I wonder how it compares size-wise, because I've been to the Grand Canyon a couple of times, isn't it?
Yeah.
Have you been?
No, never. Never been to America.
Very similar. Have you not?
No.
Oh, you missed out.
Yeah,
Well, it's a bit redder. The Grand Canyon's a bit redder, and frankly, probably about twice as deep.
Yeah.
But very, very similar. Right, time for a snap, I think.
Shifts slightly. As you can imagine, it would wobble.
It's a bit like shaking a Ferrero Rocher, isn't it? And the biscuit centre moving.
Correct. And it tilts up, and the Sahara got a lot of sun. Blasted. It was tropical forest.
Right.
Blasted it all clean.
Yeah.
And that's why we've got Sahara Desert.
What would we do without him?
Because of the.
Yeah.
There's once in a life, well, once every 12,000 miles.
You do know this is going on BBC News tonight, don't you?
With
Blue Planet has got nothing on you, is it? Well, they spend all that money, don't they, producing those programmes? And here we are.
Here we are. We've got
Exactly.
Kendo.
God, blimey.
But that's part of the reason we're tilted at angles. That's why we've got a southern and northern hemisphere.
Yeah.
It does that.
And the whole world can change if it alters its trajectory ever so slightly.
It is. The moon is receding by 1.5 inches each year. It's moving away from us.
Have you measured it?
Yeah. Well, they have. Apollo 11.
Yeah. Well, with lasers, okay, I'm with you on that. I'll go you with that. Yeah,
And
okay, I'll let you have that
every
one.
day They fire the laser at it to see how far it's going out. 1.5 inches per year.
Or the mirror's just blown slightly backwards.
Well,
In a solar wind.
Some of them they can't use because they're covered in dust now. And
Oh, that's a bit of a bummer, isn't it?
Have to send
Somebody up with some glasses cleaners.
That's right.
That's a hell of a trip, isn't it?
I'll
Unbelievable.
volunteer for that job.
Okay. Well, that certainly was a mirador. That was an amazing view there. There you go, the sports bike boys. Rather them than me on these sorts of roads. Apparently they get helicoptered out on a regular basis. Just getting a view of the southern coast there. Some of the tourist areas and the golden beaches. Beautiful. Blimey, actual traffic. Kamikaze scooterist next to me. Where's she going? That way, good. So yeah, this is proper touristville now. It's a bit like Great Yarmouth with sunshine and palm trees, if you can visualise that. Let's get back into the mountains, I say. Oh, big golf course over there on the left. Certainly no shortage of water over there. Beautiful and green. That must be an expensive proposition to run a golf course in a place like this, where they're generally speaking water is at a premium. It smells lovely though. You can smell where they water the grass. It's got that that sort of summertime smell about it, of hot grass with water on in the sunshine. I'm sure you know what I mean. Difficult to describe smells. So this is the GC 500, which is going to start us off going up towards the west side of the island, I think. We're going to go back into the centre again. I think we're going to do the, I think Martin was saying we'll do the 37 bends again, the ultimate challenge as he calls it. I thought we were going to do it earlier, but we didn't. So it's still potentially on the cards. Something to look forward to. Right, we've got a bus up ahead which might be a bit more troublesome to overtake. Interesting bit of industry out there in the sea there. Look, I don't know what that is. Looks like grain silos or something. Not sure what that's all about. The sea's looking very blue and inviting there. So the beaches on this side of the island are quite are not the sort of classic golden sands, because of course it is, as I mentioned before, a volcanic island, so a lot of the sand is quite black. But I think there are some nice sandy beaches later on. We may get to see some, you know, in the usual yellowy white stuff rather than this grey volcanic stuff. Nonetheless, it doesn't stop people getting in the sea and having a swim. Very nice too on a Sunday in November. So we're off the main tourist route now. I'm glad to say we lost the bus, which is good. And we're just heading back up sort of western inland, if that makes sense. And this road is absolutely lovely. Proper, wide, smooth, no potholes. Really nice. Feels like we're making some progress now. That's the thing about those hairpins, they're great fun, but it does take you a long time to cover the ground. And you know, even trying to keep up a sort of an average speed of 30 miles an hour is quite difficult. So you might look at the island and think, oh, it's only 50 miles across, how can I spend a week riding that? Well, trust me, you can. We probably only did yesterday, riding all day, long day, what, we did about 7 or 8 hours in the saddle. We probably only covered about 130, 140 miles, something like that. But what beautiful miles. The scenery is just so different from what I experience elsewhere in Europe. You know, yeah, we've got the Alps, which is fantastic, and we've got Scotland, which is beautiful. But they're a completely different sort of landscape. It's much more arid and dry, as you'd expect given its latitude, but it's still beautiful in its own way. Well, what a lovely road this GC 505 has turned out to be. Just coming through a little town stroke village called El Horno now on the 505. And what's been different about this road is that it's been flat along this valley floor, wide and nicely surfaced, so you know, it's been quite a fast road relatively speaking to what we've been riding up until now. And it's been really nice, and it's really hot along this valley floor as well. I've had to open the jacket up to get some airflow. And it's been an absolute treat. My sort of road, that one. One of the sort of taglines of Canary Motorcycle Tours, the people I'm with doing this tour, is Europe's best kept biking secret, and it really is. I'm very surprised that we don't hear more about people coming riding in the Canary Islands, because it is just biking heaven here. These amazing scenery, incredible roads. It's very biker friendly, and of course this warm weather all year round means there is no excuse to not get a biking fix in the middle of winter if you want to. So we're still on the GC 505, and the road surface has maintained this lovely surface, and it's still quite wide, and but now it's turned into the more familiar hairpin type riding. But with the road this wide and with a good surface, it's really lovely. Rocks have taken on more of a red hue around here as well. Absolutely stunning. Check that view out. Well, this has turned into a truly gargantuan climb, and it's getting really hot up here. It's been really nice though on this road. It's been fabulous surface. Not a lot of traffic, I'm pleased to say. You never know what's going to come around the corner. I completely get why the locals ride in t-shirts. Absolutely cooking. But I certainly ain't complaining. Wow, dam down there, another one. I wonder if this building here is something to do with a hydroelectric plant, maybe. Alto di Barranquillo Andre, 650 metres. Okay, no idea what that means, but it rolls off the tongue. We'll see a little spot where people live. Or maybe we can use the car in front as a pathfinder, slowing down any oncoming traffic for us. This is now rapidly turning into one of those very narrow, vertiginous, bumpy little routes. These cyclists, complete respect. They're going to have good lungs. If only I had their cardiovascular system. Meantime, I'll stick to an engine. Where on earth are we going? Disturbing lack of Armco again. And still we climb. God, I can really feel my ears popping coming up here. Smells amazing. But these hairpins are really tight. It's a back brake on job whilst applying the power, and then just hoping you don't meet anything coming the other way. To some degree, this Ford Fiesta up ahead is providing a bit of a shield for us, which is quite good. Oh, it smells lovely amongst these pine cones. I know I keep saying it, but it really is a nice smell. Right, surely we've got to start going down soon, but not yet. Okay, another one. On the brakes, first gear, clutch slipping, power on. Another one, first gear, back brake, power on. Definitely the way to do it. Still not easy though. First gear, on with the brake, power on, there we go. You get the general idea. Well, that climb yesterday, Martin was calling the ultimate challenge. I think those that set of hairpins must classify as just as difficult. I turned the camera off midway up because frankly I was just having to concentrate on what I was doing, because that was a tough bit of riding. It would have been absolutely fantastic on my little Honda CRF though. That would have been a brilliant bike to take up there. But I certainly wouldn't want to do it on my GS fully loaded. This 600cc Honda is about the biggest bike I want to take up there, which is why the guys in the tour company use them. They got enough power. They're something like 73 bhp, these Honda CBF 500s, which is fine on the faster roads, more than enough, but also means they're not so massive and heavy that you're going to struggle on those really tight hairpins, of which there are thousands. Never again will I complain about the Kirkstone Pass having ridden this stuff. Right, I think we must have peaked in terms of height. Looks like the top, and the temperature's got markedly cooler, which is welcome. Okay, he's pulling over for us, thank you. Hello. Who doesn't have to wave at an English tourist? Right, look at this. Okay, we've definitely peaked. Nice. Wow. Glorious. It is well worth the climb to see this lot. Disturbing lack of barriers once again. It's the Spanish way. And when there are barriers, you can't help but notice they're just high enough to what's going on here? High enough to save the bike and flip you over. Right, back into civilization relatively. Now on the GC 605, and yeah, we've crested that mountain range, if that's the right term. And on this side it's markedly more, well, sunny, cooler, which doesn't make sense, but there we are, it is. And there's more trees. It's very nice. Yeah, much more of a sort of alpine feel to this now. It's strange, these barriers they have on the right seem to be really tall. I don't imagine it's because they poke through snow in the winter. Oh, that beautiful smell of pine needles. Love it. Wow, third gear, haven't seen that for a while. Gosh, look at that. Throw in a bit of Bruce there. Feels like we're flying along now. We're only doing 35 miles an hour. Oh, tight one. Really caught me out. Ah, another mini Stelvio. In fact, this is the 35 bends that we did yesterday. We're going to turn off there and go on a slightly different route at the end, so I'll probably stop filming this bit just because you've already seen it. Amazing though it is. Okay, so we've made it down the 37 hairpins of the mini Stelvio once again, and no one's died, so that's good. And we've taken a different turn off the end of it this time, so there's new undiscovered roadage again as we continue to track sort of northwest up the island. I'm hoping towards our lunch stop, because it's about 20 past 1 now, I think, local, and my stomach is saying it needs some food. I'm hoping Martin's is saying the same. Note to self, we're on the GC 200 now. What a road. This on the street triple would be unbelievable. Get a jolly good workout again today. Won't need any rocking when I get to bed. Right, I'm going to have to turn the camera off when I get a moment to take my hand off the bar, just because these are the sort of roads you really do need to concentrate on. I can't talk and ride. Sorry about that, folks. Could it be lunch stop? This looks promising. Yes, it could. Marvellous. Right, so where are we now then?
So we've come, there's the 32 hairpins, we turn right
Yep.
up here and we're just there.
Excellent, so we're on
that
this
bend.
green tinged bit.
Yeah, just on that red and green tinge bit there.
Right, and where are we heading?
And we're heading up the GC 200 to La Aldea, and
Yep.
then we've got to go through a tunnel for about 3 kilometres.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it comes out here.
Yep.
And then we've got the West Coast Road, which is the most dangerous road in Spain, according to the stats for deaths.
Really? Oh, good, you're selling it.
Yeah, so make sure you stay on the tarmac.
Okay.
Because you've got a 500 metre drop straight vertical straight to the sea.
Something to look forward to.
Yeah.
And then the route back.
And then we're going to see where the clouds are.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
Fair
we'll
enough.
probably end up going through Moya, Figas, some beautiful valleys there.
Yeah.
Working our way to
Terra, the aptly named Terra.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And then through Santa Brigida, Telde, and back home to Vecindario.
Splendid.
Yeah.
Packed afternoon ahead then. Onwards and upwards then.
Yeah.
Right, splendid. Well, an excellent little lunch stop. Lovely restaurant there. Excellent views, nice food. Jolly good. Some absolute nutter motorcyclists though around here. When we came out to go back get our bikes, there were some sports bike guys that were absolutely caning it around there. And well, it's going to end in tears, I think. Right, West Coast scenic ride, here we come. So this is the GC 200, which is an amazing road. Lovely surface. Nice freshly done here, as you can see. Amazing grip. And a brilliant ride, it has to be said. Well, it's getting a bit windy up here now, because we're pretty much at the top of this peak, I think. Well, that's the sports bike crew that we saw earlier. Hopefully they're not going to be catching us up. Wow, what an amazing road. sure about this before I go for it. Oh, go on then. Road. We don't get rides like this every day. Absolutely stonking down here. Amazing views. Incredible road. Beautifully surfaced. Well, that GC200 through that section was just absolutely amazing, and possibly the best road I've ever ridden on, and I don't say that lightly. It was absolutely incredible. Just come out the bottom of it now into this little town, I think it's called Todderman, something like that. Just noticed all this agriculture here. Look, they've all covered up, got this fabric covering up whatever it is they're growing. I'm wondering if it's grapevines or whether it's olives or something. It's obviously some sort of high value crop. Actually, maybe it's even bananas looking in there. Looks like banana plantations. And obviously being protected from the sun. I read somewhere that actually it was the English that introduced bananas to the island. Initially they failed though, because there was just a lack of water, but now they're doing the desalination thing. It might well be that the climate is okay, but interesting that they drape them with these sort of textile covers. Presumably just to stop the leaves from burning in the hot sun, I don't know. Anyway, these are the things that go through my mind as I'm riding around on a Sunday afternoon. Once again, these towns, to me at least, look like they've got more in common with Morocco and Africa than they do with Spain. It's just quite an arid place on this part of the island. This is obviously very much an agricultural centre. And I think it has to be the first time I've ever ridden down beside a banana plantation. Clear, clear. Still got Ken behind us. All is well. Ridge of mountains over there on the right is incredible, just a big volcanic ridge. Crikey, what a town. Straight out of a spaghetti western, this. So it probably feels like we're on a bit of a biking adventure today. I know it's not an adventure to the hardcore enthusiasts out there, but to me this seems like quite a exotic place to be riding through. It's so much the better that I've got a well-educated guide. Now I don't mean well-educated in the normal sense, because clearly Martin's not. No, I take it back, of course he is, very clever chap, but no, I mean he's knowledgeable about the local area and a handy fella to have around. The Mr. Spock of the Canary Islands, think of him like that. But without the ears. But no, if I was doing this trip on my own, I'd be constantly looking at the sat-nav, wondering where I was going, if I was on the right route. Whereas when you're being guided like this, you can just enjoy and concentrate on the riding and let all the stress and strain be taken by your guide. It's great. Wow, check out this piece of road. Something tells me that this is a relatively new road. Good money spent on it, and very little traffic. What a treat. You see what I mean about this barren landscape here. Just looks like piles of volcanic ash at this point. And that's about it for this side for now, because we're about to hit the tunnel, which is 3 kilometres long apparently. So somebody's going to be turning the lights out very shortly. we'll see what sort of landscape we emerge into on the other side.